What's up, guys? It's McKenna here, checking in with Tech Brothers. First of all, we need to apologize for the lack of videos in the last 2 weeks, but we've actually been on vacation. So for the lack of videos, we actually have a special one here, the OnePlus One review. Let's get started.
Let's take them back to 1982 just quickly.
The instant I got my OnePlus One, I knew the brand new company didn't skimp on any materials. The box is well made and it has great color scheme. As for the accessories, the wall wart, although big because of the extra charging capability, is well made and goes along with the color scheme. The USB is something I've never seen. It's unique and goes along with the color scheme, as well as the SIM card remover that comes with a little rubber pouch so you can connect it to your keychain. The first thing we like to look at when reviewing a new product is the design and hardware, because obviously that's what you see first when you open up the box. This particular version, the Sandstone Black version, feels great in the hands. It's grippy and it's not going anywhere. It might just be the best phone we've ever felt. It also comes with 64 gigabytes of internal storage. This is going to be plenty of space for all your music and video needs. Next is the Snapdragon 801 processor. 4 cores, obviously, and it clocks in at about 2.5 gigahertz. It's a beast, and we'll prove it to you later with the Geekbench score. 3 gigabytes of RAM is also on board. That's going to be plenty of power to push all your multitasking needs. The 3100 milliamp hour battery is non-removable, but hopefully, matching up against the 5.5 inch display coming in at about 1080p, it's going to do plenty fine with day-to-day tasks. As for the cameras, the back sensor comes in at 13 megapixels, 4K recording at 30 frames per second, or 1080p recording at 60 frames per second. As for the front sensor, it comes in at about 5 megapixels, with 1080p recording at 30 frames per second.
Now we've got software. CyanogenMod created CyanogenMod 11, which is a custom-built skin for your OnePlus One. This was basically why we fell in love with this phone. If we're switching over from our iPhones to an Android experience, we definitely want as close to stock Android as possible, and CyanogenMod did just that. Now, many of you guys who have rocked CyanogenMod before might be hesitant of the fact that sometimes they don't come out with software updates as frequently as Google does. But we've noticed that they've kept up just fine with this set. Now, there's a lot of positives and a couple gripes that we're just going to go over. One of the things that we enjoyed most was the theme store. Now, this gives you a bunch of custom UI changes that will change the look of your CyanogenMod phone. You're going to get different icons, different types of keyboards, different colors, all types of things. Now, what comes with the stock CyanogenMod straight out of the box, the standard version, they have these square icons that we didn't really like. So we definitely wanted to go for a more stock Android feel, so we switched it up a bit. Now, another handy feature that's added is a thing called screencast and recording. Basically what this does, it records your screen for, let's say for instance, you're playing a game and you want to record you getting a high score to prove to your friends that you did it. Or you're like us and you record YouTube videos and you need to cut out a specific section and you want to cut in or paste in that specific screencast. One other thing that we thoroughly enjoyed and probably the most handy feature is the easy unlock. Now, some of you guys might not know what this is, so I'm going to explain it. Basically, it's hand gestures that you use on the front of your screen while it's shut off that will give you easy access to certain applications. For example, if you use a V symbol on the front of your phone while it's turned off, it'll go straight to your flashlight. Also, if you use a circle, then it will go straight to your camera. We just thought this was a nice touch on top of CyanogenMod that kind of gave it its own unique feel instead of just stock Android. It's kind of making us rethink whether we want the Nexus 5 or we'd rather have a little better experience with CyanogenMod 11. We're kind of torn between the two, but we definitely think if you're looking for that stock Android feel, you're good with either the Nexus 5 or the newly announced OnePlus One. Battery. probably the most touted item on our checklist for a new phone. Have we seen a phone that gets as good as battery life as we want? No, probably not. But this phone will get you through the day. We've noticed on average that it will get you, with moderate to heavy use, basically through the full working day and a little bit at night and maybe a little more. It kind of depends on how you use your phone. Granted, if you're a heavy gamer on your phone all day, then it's not going to get you through the day. But if you just use it for normal everyday things, then it's definitely going to be good. You don't have to worry about it. But this isn't what we want to see. We want to see cutting edge battery life. We want to see the OnePlus One, the iPhone 6, rock battery life like an iPad Air. So, does it have good battery life? Yeah. Is it as good as we want it to be? No. But we can't complain if it gets us through the whole day on one charge. No phone review is complete without your Geekbench. Now, how relevant this test is up to you. But we received around low 2700s on our multi-core speed and our single-core speed around low 900s. Now, compared to this to like an iPhone 5S, you've got 1200s on your single-core speeds and around 2500 on your multi-core speeds. Now, what's this going to equivalent into everyday use? Now, the iPhone 5S, for example, is going to probably slightly beat the OnePlus One in just simple tasks, but when it comes to heavy gaming and stuff, you're definitely going to be on that 801 processor because that multi-core power of this device is just slightly edges the iPhone and some other phones out there. Now, what do we think overall of this phone? This is a tough one because it definitely carves its way into a niche in the phone market that has never been there. A low-costing phone with high-end specs, with a big battery that everyone wanted. It had the 1080p display, it had a 3100 milliamp battery, it had 3 gigs of RAM, it had the latest processor, it had close to stock Android. It basically clears everyone's checklist. So would we recommend it to you? I think yes. Whether you want the stock Android or you don't, or if you do want the stock Android, you're definitely going to have to go with the Nexus 5. But if you're willing to sacrifice a little bit and gain some with cool features like the startup screen passive touch movements, then you're definitely going to want to go with the OnePlus One. It's a great phone. It's definitely going to be one of our daily drivers for sure. It's got that big screen. The camera's decent. The battery life's decent. There's nothing more you can ask for from a $350 phone. The big question is whether you can get your hands on one of those invites. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this review of our OnePlus One. Make sure to like and subscribe. Share this video. We definitely got some exciting things coming soon. And until next time, until next time.